psyche, and spirit, growing one awareness at a time.
Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Shay. And today I want to talk to you about tapping into your own personal power. And how do we do that through love? Now, before you roll your eyes, there are some very practical things that you can do. And I will tell you some of those things at the end here. But I want to talk about how do we tap into our personal power through looking at power through the lens of maybe the dark side of power, right? So in our culture, we have some interesting examples of power. In the current administration especially, we see the effect of power and what power can look like, and this is what we might associate with it in our culture, right? In the dominant culture. Power can look really selfish, deceptive, inflexible and stuck, coercive, threatening, fear-based, fearful, showy, not receptive and not listening, controlling. Those are some words that we might associate with people in power, and so we might actually have very negative associations with that. But here's the thing. Power through love is very different. That is power through fear and control. Power through love is very different, and it feels so much softer. It's quieter, it's softer, it's flexible, it flows, it's easier, it's confident, it's warm, it's inviting, it's listening, and it's receptive. So everything that we've seen in our dominant culture, a lot of times with power, all the negative sides, the dark side of that, this is quite different. So if you want to empower yourself and tap into your own personal power, this is the kind of power I'm talking about. I'm talking about power through love and not power through coercion, control, criticism, anything like that. So how does it feel to operate from a place of power through love? Well, it feels really good, right? So people who are centered in this kind of love feeling tend to be really warm, tend to exude warmth, and they feel it too. You might literally feel warm in your body, but you also might be exuding warmth towards others and trust and confidence and courage. Again, and it's receptivity too. There's receptivity in there, and it's quiet, but it is no less powerful than the dark side of power. In fact, some people would argue it's actually more powerful. So let's talk about an example of when I experienced that. Now, this is a long time ago because back then it was a very rare feeling for me. So when I was in graduate school, in my counseling psychology program, I would fly out to California in Sacramento for these workshops, these self-awareness workshops that were really intense. And I did one of those workshops. I don't remember what it was, but I flew back to Kansas City to go to UMKC, and I flew back. I remember going to advanced theories class one day, walking in, and I was so open and I felt so centered in love that I felt a total warmth and ease. Everything felt easy. Talking felt easy, which if you know me, I'm more of an introvert, so it's a little bit harder when you talk in group settings, but I felt like words came easily. I didn't have to think. I wasn't overthinking anything. I was just very present and centered in love. And I did feel like I exuded confidence and warmth and trust. I felt those things, and I felt like I also exuded them. And that was a very powerful feeling for me. Now, it was rare, so I absolutely remember, and that's why I remember even what class I was in when it happened. How do we do this? How do we tap into that power? How do I feel that more often, right? It was just that one time, and I had just come back from that workshop, right? Do you have to go to a $500 a weekend workshop to do this? No, not at all. There are some tips that I want to give you. And in fact, I'm going to engage you in an exercise if you'd like to. But first, let's start with some of the tips here. Number one, here's what you can do to ground yourself in your love. You can sit. All of these are going to a lot of them are going to require sitting and being comfortable. So this one is sitting and being comfortable and reflecting on something you are grateful for. to be fair, you could be driving to work and totally doing this. You could do it while you're driving to work or something. But I want you to pick something that you feel very grateful for. And it's not just something little. This is going to be one of the bigger ones. And really think through, reflect deeply on why you are grateful for that thing in your life, that person, that animal, whatever it is, nature. Spend some time really reflecting on why you're so grateful. And as you do, also focus on your heart space, on your heart, and notice what you feel after you've done the exercise. Take a solid 5 minutes to do that, to reflect on your gratitude, something you're grateful for. And then notice how you feel afterwards. The next tip is also to seek out awe experiences, which I did talk about in my last video. That would be things like finding a beautiful piece of music that really gives you goosebumps. Seeing a beautiful vista, going out to the ocean, going to the mountains, going to the forest, going to the trees, things like that, a lake. Could also be something that challenges, again, this is something that challenges your view of the world or ideas of the world. So something that really captures the vastness of the world. And it could be watching something like a travel show or something about space. So feel free to go back to that video if you want more examples of how to seek that. Awe is a very expansive emotion and can also kind of tap you into feeling centered and grounded in love. All right, another tip is the last two are visualizations. So give yourself 5 to 10 minutes with this one. This is visualizing a loved one. So thinking about a loved one. So it's kind of like the gratitude exercise. But this time, close your eyes, take some breaths, really center yourself in the present moment, and then think about someone you love very deeply. And I hope this is a healthy relationship. Pick someone you have a healthy relationship with, I would suggest. Or it could be a pet companion as well. It could be a pet. I want you to really visualize that person, that animal, that creature, and how much you love them. And maybe think about why you love them so much. But really allow yourself to sit with your feeling of love. And as you pay attention to your heart, see if that feeling expands or if you notice any sensations in your heart. And I would say spend a good 5 to 10 minutes doing that. And then see if you feel a little bit empowered afterwards from a loving place. Last one. I'm going to actually practice this with you, but before I do, I want to actually tell you what it is so that you can do it on your own if you don't have time to do it now. So, visualize your heart filling and expanding. It's the same setup as visualizing a loved one, but this time you're going to get comfortable, take some breaths, get grounded in the present moment, and then you're going to imagine your heart filling with a vibrant light. You choose the color. Doesn't matter. Could be green, could be rose, pink, could be yellow. Whatever it is, make sure it's very vibrant and that it's filling your heart. And just imagine with every breath, you're filling your heart with that vibrant color. And then after a few minutes of that, imagine that your heart that is now filled with light is expanding, that feeling is expanding and expanding and expanding, and even past your body, all the way outside of your body, and continues to grow. So that is one thing that you can practice. Again, give yourself about 5 to 10 minutes to do that. But I'm actually going to guide you in a little mini meditation for that fourth one. So you are welcome to join me now as I do the visualizing your heart filling and expanding meditation to tap into your own power. Let's get started. If you can, sit comfortably wherever you are. Ideally, you would be closing your eyes and taking a deep breath in through your nose. And as I said, I'm doing this with you. Hold it and release through the mouth. In through the nose. Hold it and release through the mouth. Let's do one more deep breath in through the nose. And hold it. And release. Now you can breathe at a normal pace, but just make sure that you're in contact with the present moment, noticing how you feel in your body, noticing the sound of my voice. As you continue to breathe. And now I want you to pick a very vibrant color. And imagine that it's starting to go into your body at the place of your heart. And maybe it's coming through from the front, maybe it's coming from the top of your head, and maybe it's coming from the soles of your feet. Wherever it's coming from, that color is vibrant. And it's filling up your heart. So with every breath that you take to inhale, imagine that beautiful, vibrant color going in through your nose and straight into your heart. And if you have any thoughts that are unrelated, that's okay. Just acknowledge them and let them go. And direct your attention back to filling your heart with that beautiful, beautiful, vibrant color. With each breath, your heart fills. And just notice any sensations that you have. Any feelings, particularly in your chest. And when you feel like you've filled your heart with that beautiful, vibrant color, now imagine that that light inside your heart is expanding beyond your heart, expanding into other body parts even, into your lungs, into your organs, maybe even up to your neck, and down to your legs. Imagine that beautiful, beautiful, vibrant light just expand even further now, beyond the boundary of your body. That light is now going past your body, expanding on all sides, creating a beautiful column or egg-shaped vibrant light. With every breath, it expands, as does your love, as does your gratitude. Continue to breathe, and as you do, I want you to tell yourself a very loving phrase, whether that's, I am loved, I love myself, I love, I am pure love, whatever seems authentic to you, go ahead and choose that phrase and say it to yourself, either mentally or say it out loud if you want. give yourself that moment of loving kindness to yourself, directed at yourself. Continue to breathe. Let's take another deep breath in through your nose and release. Let's take another deep breath in through your nose and release through your mouth. Just take a moment to sit in that beautiful, vibrant light in your heart, within your heart and without, surrounding you. Filling your heart with love, filling the whole space around you with love. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring yourself back to the present moment. Take another deep breath if you need to. And you may open your eyes and go about your day as you wish. But I do want to say, this is a muscle that you need to flex, and that all of us probably need to flex a little bit more often, in fact. So if it doesn't work after one time, if you don't feel more empowered after just one time of doing this meditation, that's okay. It may not work after one time. But guess what? I would say give it 5 to 10 practices before you say, maybe this wasn't for me. Because that's when you would truly see some of the results of that, I would imagine, if you haven't already. So that's all I've got for you. I hope that you are feeling empowered, and I hope you continue to find ways to empower yourself in positive ways. Take care. Bye.